Sure. And I think I can kind of frame that with part of our growth story when you're running around hustling and growing your company exponentially is thinking about going from opportunistic growth to intentional growth. And early on, it was very much, do amazing things for your customers, create those wow experiences, go after it. And as we grew, we really became more intentional. How do we take our best examples of those employees, individuals that are creating exceptional customer experiences, and how do we replicate that? How do we have more people like you, Rob, out there, hugging our customers every day? And, putting some thought into how to do that intentionally. And we took a look at our customers and thought about their journeys, and we really looked at it in 4 buckets. We had sort of our internal customer, as I mentioned. We had candidates and contractors, and we also had our clients and prospects, right? So there are basically 4 big groups of customers we looked at, and we thought about each one of them and their unique journeys and how were they experiencing their interactions. And we thought about, well, what can we do to be more intentional, not just opportunistic in how we service them. So I think that's sort of step 1, looking at all your customers you serve and thinking about, what can we be doing more consistently to remove friction, make it easy to work with us, but also create a little bit of extra sprinkle or that wow factor.
You can use Joyce Russell's lines. You can put the cherry on top.
The cherry on top, yeah. And I think that Joyce's book does a great job telling lots of stories in the staffing industry about, how, she was impacted at a really young age about doing the right thing and creating amazing experiences and how that translated well for her in staffing. And similarly, her stories resonated with me because at Ettain Group, we had our apart cultures and our apart values, which shaped our culture. Which was empowering our employees to do amazing things and not having to go ask for permission to go do them. And that was huge. So you asked the question about the internal people department. We had really gone through a couple of phases of growth. The first was about referrals. You hired people that you knew. We hired friends, we hired family. 83% of our employees were referrals early on. And then what we realized is to be able to continue to grow and feed the engine, if you will, we needed to continue to hire, constantly be pipelining talent. So I had been an executive leading our recruiting and delivery organization, and I took a little bit of an internal shift or a right turn in my career to focus 100% on our internal talent. So I created a new people department for Ettain Group, and we were really focused at the time on talent acquisition, talent development, retention, and engagement versus a traditional sort of HR function. We were really, trying to build a plan to constantly bring great people into the organization. Once we had them, how do we help them be wildly successful, which is challenging in staffing. There's not a lot of roles to be had. It's, pretty flat organization. How do you continue to help your employees build great experiences and grow professionally? So that was a big piece of my career. And I'm certainly inspired by those that do it well. So a fun little story I'll share with you. It's a true story. I'm kind of a dork. This was bringing out my inner dork, but one company that I've always admired is Southwest Airlines. When you think about companies that are very consistent on their operations, they fly one plane. They also build and have an amazing culture, and they make it really fun. Their stock symbol is love. And I was kind of a student of Southwest. So I actually picked up the phone one day and called our people department leader. So I reached out to someone I didn't know, took a bold move and reached out and said, hey, would you mind helping me? I really admire your company. I would love to get to know you and learn from you. Can you teach me? And I feel so grateful to this day to Greg Muccio. He's still at Southwest. I took a trip there. I got to tour their headquarters. I got to see their learning center, and made a new friend, certainly, and learning just so much from them, how to build internship programs, how to bring values to life in your company to shape your culture. So that's just one example of being able to shift from opportunistic to intentional. Like, what are some of the best practices from some of the leading companies that we could bring into our company and sort of emulate or try to emulate on a much smaller scale than Southwest Airlines, but certainly one of my favorites. And still to this day, I love Southwest. I love flying Southwest. I like engaging with Southwest on my mobile phone as well